storytelling can become a very complicated beast to tame. There are so many questions to be answered, or so you have been told when you attended a short course on filmmaking, or you attended a course at a college or university. So many questions that need to be answered. I am Isaac, and this is How to Write Your Screenplay, a step-by-step guide. In this episode, we will look at the questions you were probably told to look at when you want to write that magical, that brilliant script you want to write. Storytelling, especially story writing, can become a very complicated beast, or so you found out, either through your own writing, or trying to write that great story you want to write, or by all the questions you were told to ask when you attended a training course of some kind or the other. So many questions to be asked. But you are probably also asking yourself, which of it is true? As you have asked all those questions as you were writing, and still you have not become a professional writer. The truth is that storytelling and story writing goes beyond those questions you have been taught to ask. But there are three questions that everybody that have read a story or watched the film want to be answered. Three questions. And if those three questions are answered, your story is basically over. You see, there is nowhere for your character to go, or nothing for your character to do once these three questions are answered. Number one, will your character beat the villain? That is what all of us want to know when we are reading a story or watching a film. The second question is, will the character save himself and others successfully as he is trying to do so? Number three, will the character succeed in getting what he wants personally? If those three questions are answered, your story has ended. Now, why do I say so? The reason for that is, once your character reached his or her goal, say he needed to capture the villain, and he did so, what else do the character need to do in the story or film? If the character saved himself or others, what else do the character need to do in the film? If the character has achieved his own personal goal, for example, to get the girl, what else will there be for the character to chase after? Once those three questions are answered, your story is over. But now comes the questions. How do your character get to achieving his goals? How do we get to fulfilling those last three questions you want answered? When you were at school and you had to write essays, and your teacher was telling you how to write an essay, the following things always came up, or it did with us. Who, what, when, where, how, and why. We were always told to ask those questions when we were preparing our essays. And we were normally told that we will write good essays if we answer those questions. Well, there are some truth in it. That I cannot deny. But is it all? Is it all you need to know? Who is doing it? What is he doing? Where is he doing it? When is he doing it? How is he doing it? And why is he doing it? And then your teacher would probably also, like mine, have drawn a diagram on the board with these questions highlighted, a mind map. And then you had to fill in who the main character is, what is the main character doing, when is he doing it, where is he doing it, how he is doing it, and why he is doing it. You had to fill it in on that mind map. But then, when you went to filmmaking training, you heard other questions. Questions you were told that you need to answer when you write your script or before you started writing your script. Number 1, who is your main character? Number 2, what is it that your main character want, desire, or need to achieve? And who is standing in the way of your main character to achieve that goal? And number 3, how do your main character go about to achieve that goal? Questions, questions, and more questions. I told you, script writing can become a very complicated beast, especially when you look at all these questions you need to ask and which you need to answer. But as I've said, it also do not end there, because you also have to think of how you are going to tell your story. Will you tell it linear or non-linear? Then you also have to think about how you are going to construct your scenes, the dialogue. How are you going to write the dialogue? What will your characters be like? What type of person will your main character be? Questions, questions, and more questions. And someone will also tell you, what do you want to achieve with your film? What is the aim of your writing? What is the aim behind your story? Complicated beast, indeed. But starting out, it is best to concentrate on the most basic of things. You are not going to write that brilliant script you want to write immediately, but it will help to practice and learn as you go on. To practice and learn as you go on, and write and write and write and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite as much as you can. I am Isaac, and this is how to write your screenplay, a step-by-step guide.